Welcome to the Michigan Golfer Show. Join us each week as we explore the people, the places, and the events that shape our great game.
Hi, this is Jenny McCafferty for the Michigan Golfer, and we're here at the beautiful Pointed Woods Golf and Country Club with Dennis Mitchell, and we're here to talk about the tournament, the Western Amateur, that's returning here after a couple of years. How are you doing, Dennis?
Excellent, Jenny. Hey, thank you. Yes, we're very, very pleased on behalf of Pointed Woods to have the tournament back again. 2019 Western Amateur, we're going to have the top 156 players in the world now playing here. Really looking forward to it.
Well, those are people who've gone on to make the big time in the past, and let's talk about a couple of those. I'm thinking of Justin Leonard and a guy named Tiger Woods.
Yes, actually we made Justin Leonard came out last year, and we made him an honorary member. And he came out and spent a couple days with us, actually played golf. We had a big celebration for him on behalf of that, and he keeps in touch with us all the time. And, you know, we've had some great champions come through here, Tiger Woods, even Chris DiMarco, who's here today, Curtis Strange, Bobby Clampett. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So.
Andy North,
I almost need a cue in front of me to say them all.
Yeah, it's a who's who. Right. And there are significant changes here at Pointed Woods since the last time the tournament was here.
Yes, we have a new clubhouse now. About 12 years ago, we tore the other one down, got a lot more energy efficient, smaller footprint, more manageable clubhouse, overlooking the 18th green, as you can see here today.
And a better deck.
A lot better deck. The members really enjoy it a lot. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, I can see why, but it's such a beautiful drive to get here. It's always been a chance to see some of the course.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. It's very nice driving in our driveway, that long winding drive coming up to the clubhouse. It's very appealing.
Well, this is a Robert Trent Jones course, and have there been any changes in the last, 15 years?
Not really, any major changes. A few tee boxes on the par fives have been lengthened slightly to try to make it a little more challenging for today's good players. A lot of trees have been taken out, but you really won't notice them. We've probably taken out up to 900 trees here in the last 20 years, but it's none that really comes into play. It's more aesthetic trees and things like that. So
there's still plenty of woods here at Pointed Woods.
Plenty of woods here, and the removal of them really helps for the turf growth on the tee boxes and the greens and whatnot. So,
yeah. And they shade the greens, which the greens don't like, right?
No, it's very difficult to grow grass in an environment. So, yes.
So, what are some of the things the club has been doing to get ready for the tournament returning here?
Well, gosh, it's really been about a full 2-year process. Ever since we were awarded the tournament about 3 years ago, planning's been taking place. Really beefed up late last year. We've been having committee meetings. I'm in charge of housing also. We always have about 70 of the 156 that require housing. And it's just a lot of different things coming together, whether it being concessions, scoreboard, media, just advertising in the program, just a lot of things to make this work.
In the past, I know that players used to stay with people in the neighborhood. Is that still true?
That's true. Yeah, it doesn't have to be members. It can be anybody that ends up living in the area here, all the way from South Haven all the way down to Niles. Yeah, we end up having people that'll house the players. They actually like that. Many times the champions actually being housed, where they'll drive in or they'll fly in by themselves and just need a place to stay because they're playing week to week. So they really can't afford it on their budget. So.
So you must have a pretty good Rolodex of those guys.
Yes, we do. We keep a nice spreadsheet on who's housing who and where they're at and where they're coming in at, and organization is a key here.
Well, the weather today is beautiful for the folks that are going to be playing later on, and we really look forward to seeing the tournament. And the dates are, remind us?
Yes, July 28th through August 2nd is the tournament, Tuesday through Saturday that week. And, we are very looking forward to it.
Well, we're glad it's returning to Pointed Woods. Thank you very much, Dennis.
Well, thank you, Jenny.
Hey, good morning, and welcome to Pointed Woods Golf and Country Club. My name is Vince Pellegrino. I'm the Senior Vice President of Tournaments for the Western Golf Association. And thank you for joining us today for the Western Amateur Media Day. Today marks a very special occasion for all of us at the WGA as we celebrate the return to the Point of Woods. We're looking forward to it. July 29 through August 3rd. We enjoyed a long and mutual beneficial relationship with Point of Woods, and ever since we announced that we'll be coming back in 2014, we've been looking forward to the renewal of this partnership.
Well, thank you, and Vince, and good morning to everyone. Got to tell you that we are all thrilled to be back here at the Point of Woods Country Club for another Western Amateur Championship after our long history. Vince just gave you a good overview of the amateur history, and much of it taking place, as he said, right here at this very club. But in addition to our prestigious golf championships, the WGA has a long history of helping deserving caddies get to college through the Evans Scholars Foundation, which was established in 1930 by Chick Evans, an 8-time Western Amateur champion. Since then, more than 11,000 caddies have graduated from college as Evans Scholars. This past year, 985 young men and women caddies were enrolled at 18 universities across the country on full tuition and housing Evans scholarships. All of these Evans scholars have significant financial need, and many are the first ones in their family to go off to college.
A crucial part of making this championship happen, I'd like to introduce Bruce Paff. Bruce.
Thank you all, especially thank you, Chris, for coming back. The building is different from when you were last here, but the course is essentially the same. My introduction to Point of Woods was in 1991 when I luckily qualified to play in the Western Am. Since that time, I'm just absolutely in love with the golf course, absolutely in love with the Western Am and what the WGA does. It kind of rolls off the mouth very smoothly to say the Evans Scholars get tuition and housing full ride. Anyone who's put a kid through college knows that's a couple $100,000 per kid. Those kids are not going to graduate a couple $100,000 in debt. They're going to get to go to schools they want to go to that they can't otherwise afford, or they go in severe amount of debt that would set them back. I mean, we hear in the political world now people wanting to wipe out college debt and all that. Everyone recognizes college debt's a big problem, and the Evans Scholars is a terrific solution to it.
So I am thrilled to be back. I'm thrilled to be here for the first time. Chris DiMarco, meanwhile, is back for the first time since 1989. He played 2 Western Ams. The first one was rather successful. So tell us, first of all, what it was like driving in here today.
I was 19 years old, so it was 31 years ago that I won, and I can remember the holes. I remember seeing, obviously everything's different, but just remember a lot about that week. I remember, first and foremost, that it almost didn't even happen. I was traveling with Dudley Hart, teammate of mine at the University of Florida, and we had gone through the Southern Amateur and then on up to the Porter Cup, and Dudley was playing poorly and wasn't most gracious loser, so to speak, and said, I'm going back home. And, this is before cell phones and before everything else. So he was my ride. I was 19. I couldn't rent a car.
And you're driving up from Florida, right?
We drove up from Florida, so we went all the way East Coast, and I called my parents, and my mom said, no, you stay there. I'm going to come up there. So my mom flew to Buffalo and then drove me here. And if it wasn't for my mom doing that, I wouldn't have probably played this tournament. So, and I just remember how grueling it was. God rest her soul. I thank her all the time about it. And she actually drove me around Lake Michigan up to Milwaukee to qualify for the USM the next day. So we had a lot of golf in 5 days for sure.
Did this essentially launch your career?
I think that winning this gave me the belief. I mean, I was always pretty good at golf, and I kind of just always got better. I played football and golf up until 9th grade, so once I decided to go strictly golf, I just continually got better year after year. And by the time I got to college, I went to college on a book scholarship. It wasn't much, got me into school, which was great, University of Florida. Then I just kind of worked my way up. I think All-American my second year, third team my junior year, and then first team my senior year. And then obviously between my junior year and senior year, winning this, and also the Monroe Invitational, which are both match play events, that same summer, beating some of the best golfers, my peers, especially some of the older guys. Jay Siegel was still playing back then, Alan Doyle. So for me to go out and win tournaments was like, wow, maybe I can do this as a career. So without a doubt, winning this tournament, by far the most prestigious event that I ever won as an amateur. I don't think there's any, in all honesty, there's a couple that rivalry it. It's the US Am and the British Am, and this Am. I mean, the Western Am. Those are the three tournaments I think that as a amateur player that you strive to win. It's the three majors of amateur golf.
So let's test your memory. Let's go back to 1988. What do you remember about the event? What future pros did you meet, et cetera, et cetera?
I just remember I didn't realize how grueling it was, and he said it perfectly. Vince said it perfectly, where you play 18 holes, you're like, okay, it's an easy 18, and 18 holes, and then they cut to 44. Next thing you know, you get 36 holes, and I think I finished 14th out of that 16, if my memory serves me right, to get into the match play. And then you go right out and you play your first, round of 16, then round of 8 the first day, and then I remember in the semis being 4 down with 6 to go, and was not doing anything, and ended up winning 4 holes in a row to get back to even. And I told you the story back there where I was playing. I forget who I was playing, but I had about a 3.5 footer for par, and he had like a 2 footer for par. And he goes, good, and I went, sure. Okay, I have a 3.5 footer, you have a 2 footer. Okay, I can do that. And remember hitting a good drive on 18, and remember him shaking as he put his tee in the ground. I said, okay, I think I got him now. So ended up winning on 18, then I think I beat Bill Lundeen in the finals. But it was just the memory of when you play that much golf, it's kind of nice because you really don't have time to think. So you don't have time to let the nerves sink in. I mean, by the time you play the first 36 hole day, you're just eating something and you're falling asleep. You're getting up bright and early, you're playing another 36. You're eating something, you're falling asleep. By the time that Monday came around where I had to play 36 again for the US Am, I think Tuesday morning I woke up and went, I don't even know where I'm at. I don't know what day it is. It just, the venue here, I've always associated Western Amateur with Point of Woods. So I think it's pretty special to have it back here.